What's up? What's up? I got a quick one for you. I'm gonna cover a lot in a short period of time. I've been listening to a lot of videos by some highly respected rabbis, and I learned a lot. The Father has opened up my eyes to some truths. But the purpose of this video right here is to inform you, to tell you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be in covenant with the Father. You don't have to belong to a particular group to be in covenant with the Father. Because the relationship between you and Elohim, you and God, is between you and him. It don't involve nobody else. It don't involve your spouse. It don't involve your children, your church pastor, or rabbi. It is between you and him. And I was thinking about what Paul, in his letter to Timothy, in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, he said, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, not unto man." Listen, study to show thyself approved unto God, not unto your pastor or your rabbi or your church or your synagogue or no other organization. Study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. See, the only way you're going to know the truth, you're going to have to become a modern day Berean. You're going to have to actually open up the Bible and study it. Well, my pastor said, I didn't see that's the problem. In my walk right now, I'm not interested in what somebody else says. I'm not interested in anybody else's opinion. And I'm going to tell you why. Right here. Study to show. Jim Odom has got to study to show himself approved unto the Father, being able to rightly divide the word of truth. So for that to become a reality with me, I've got to become a Berean. I've got to become a student of the scriptures. I've got to actually study the scriptures. What God requires is obedience, to follow his instructions of how he wants you to live. And if you listen to some out there, man, they make it complicated. But one of my many bricks in the foundation that I stand upon, it is in Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, where he said, according to the law, according to the instructions, and to the testimony, if what they teach does not line up with this word, it is because there is no truth in it. Hello? So whatever your preacher or your teacher, whatever you want to call him, whatever he's telling you or trying to teach you, you better be able to go back to the Tanakh, to the Torah, and back it up with what is written. Listen to me. To be in covenant with the Father, very simple. This is what God requires of Jim Odom. This is what he requires of you. This is what he required of King David, of King Solomon, and this is what, was taught. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? Listen, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Listen to me now. To keep the commandments of the Lord, to obey the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. It is a good thing for us to be in covenant with the Father. It is a good thing for us to walk in obedience, that is to follow his instructions. And man, you've got to study the word. There is no shortcut to that. Do I study the Zohar? No. Do I study the Talmud? No. Do I study Kabbalah? No. And I'm not saying nothing negative against that. I'm just saying I don't pursue that. Jim Odom, I'm not an intelligent man. I have a hard enough time, one, understanding the Torah. I'm still learning. And two, it's a 24-hour day job for me to walk in obedience. Okay? I'm not going to add to that confusion. I don't want to say confusion. I'm not going to get my plate overloaded where I can't handle it. So what I'm telling you, if you want to be in covenant with the Father, follow his instructions. Obey his Torah. Do the best that you can. Strive to do better each day. And I promise you, he's got you back. With that being said, I bid you a good night, a farewell, much love, much shalom, Baruch Hashem.